St. Patrick's Day isn't just about parades and pints. It's also the perfect time to celebrate Cleveland's deep Irish roots. And what better way to do that than by remembering one of our city's greatest Irish-American icons.
Over a century ago, Johnny Kilbane became a world champion boxer, bringing both pride to Cleveland and the Irish community. Our Mike Polk-Jr. spoke with local Irish historian Margaret Lynch to celebrate Kilbane's enduring legacy.
On St. Patrick's Day in 1912, Johnny Kilbane stepped off the train in Union Station on Lakeside Avenue. He was greeted by over 200,000 Clevelanders, cheering and waving green flags. At only 22 years old, Johnny had become a hometown hero.
He was a world champion boxer for 10 years, so he was a name known all over the country. He was kind of like a figure like LeBron James. He's from here, you know, he's ours.
Born John Patrick Kilbane, Johnny was an American featherweight boxer, a Cleveland native to Irish immigrant parents. He boxed his first 2 professional matches when he was 18. At 5'5" and 122 pounds, Johnny knew how to put forth just enough effort to win. His strategy of outlasting his opponent before throwing the winning punch gave him an official record of 49 wins to 6 losses.
Boxing was one of the biggest sports at that time. So if you were the world champion of boxing, you were the king of the world, you know.
His most important victory came in Los Angeles when he defeated champion Abe Attell after 20 grueling rounds. This win over Attell secured Kilbane the title of World Featherweight Champion, a title he maintained for 12 years, still a record-setting length of time for any weight class. When Johnny returned to Cleveland, the mayor and the city met him with a parade in his honor. The massive crowds followed Kilbane on his car ride home through the downtown streets and to Johnny's home on Detroit Avenue and West 74th Street, an area that was already being called Kilbane Town. After his reign as champ, Johnny opened up a city gym for kids, taught military trainees physical combat, and entered politics, first as a state senator, then as a clerk of courts until his death in 1957.
He would be one of those figures, always be coming back to community events and part of community events. I think he regarded it as a responsibility.
Over 100 years later, he's still remembered, with streets being named in his honor and a statue placed in his old neighborhood. It's local heroes like Kilbane that give Cleveland such strong ties to its Irish cultural history. So this St. Patrick's Day, give a toast to Johnny Kilbane, a man who fought for his city in more ways than one.
Mike always manages to find the little niche things that just make it so darn interesting.
It is interesting, and they touched on it in the piece there, but it's almost impossible for us to imagine just how big boxing was. The 2 biggest sports of that era were horse racing and boxing, not coincidentally because you could bet on both.
Well, that's true.
But it was the popularity of boxing then dwarfs where it is now. And I can imagine how he literally would have ruled the streets wherever he walked in Cleveland. I'm sure he was instantly recognizable by everyone that lived here. That's cool.
Kind of like Stipe Miocic walking around now.
That's exactly right.
Same thing.
Neat story. Thanks, Mike.